Hello, my name is Gabrielle Cox, and I currently teach junior high math at a smaller private school. And while recently observing a junior high math class at a larger public middle school, I noticed that a majority of the teachers were using an app called Edulastic for their formative assessments. The app was being used to give quizzes and to prepare for an upcoming unit test. I have not ever used an online assessment tool, but only mainly used projects and handwritten tests and quizzes. So this app therefore really stood out to me as something I wanted to try with my own students. So to access the app, you have to go to edulastic.com, edulastic.com. There you can join for free as a teacher, admin, or student. You're going to need to put in some basic information like the grades and subjects you teach, and then your email, along with a password that you will need to create. And then while there is an option to upgrade for an additional cost, the free access, I think, still provides what the app has to offer, which I've highlighted right here: technology-enhanced assessments that work well for teachers and leaders alike, so you can fix gaps and see growth. So once you have created an account, come into here. You can manage your classrooms by going to the left side where I just clicked. I'm clicking on dashboard, and then there you can add and edit classes whenever necessary. And then when you add classes, you can input. So for instance, if I were to create a class, you can input their grade, the subject, the standards, and then the specific course, if there is one. You can also access the classroom management in the Manage Class tab, so that it kind of already took us there right here on the left of the screen. And then when managing classes, you can add students by name or email, and then the app can also link to Google Classroom and then input students that way. And also they can just plug in the code right here from their laptop, and they're automatically placed in that class that the code is created for. So then back to the dashboard. For each class displayed in your dashboard, you're able to add an assessment by clicking on the plus sign or just clicking on the class if it already contains assessments. And then once you do this, you have three options: create from scratch, choose from library, or create from PDF. Creating from scratch right here allows you to search through a bank of thousands of pre-made questions that you can narrow down using the filter questions search box up here on the left. You can type in specific standards or even filter by difficulty down here or depth of knowledge. And if you cannot find any questions that mean exactly what you're looking for, you can click right up here on the author new question on the top right. And then here you will find multiple question types to choose from. So classic question types, math tech enhanced, and ELA enhanced. I think it gives access to teachers of all grades and subjects, which I love. And then once you've created your question and then provided the correct solution, it will save into your library if you wish to keep it. And then this will become an assessment that you can assign once you have added the amount of questions you wish to, for the assessment to contain. And you can keep adding or deleting. You can go back and edit. And then if you choose to make your quiz, let's go back from choose from library right here. You can choose from a bank of pre-made assessments, and then you're still able to edit the questions if you wish, or you can keep the questions, but then add or delete some. There's definitely a lot of flexibility in this app for teachers because you can use whatever you desire from these pre-made assessments. And then the final option is to create an assessment from a PDF. And then you can upload right here, Snap Quiz. You can upload a PDF of a pre-made assessment and then add text boxes or solution spaces for students to respond to the questions that are already made in that PDF. And you can upload these PDFs from Google Docs right here or your computer. And then under the Create tab, the Create from PDF option, you can also begin a completely blank assessment right here. With a bunch of options, and then it automatically saves that assessment. And then the tab question bank right here provides direct access to those questions. All those questions you can also find through Create from Scratch. A lot of these you can find from each of them. They kind of lead to each other. And then the library tab right here will contain all of your assessments up top, and then all of these pre-made assessments. And I think that it's cool because it creates teacher collaboration and it provides an opportunity to borrow some really cool questions that other teachers have already made. And just be sure that they meet your students' needs, but you can also tailor them to do so when you are making the edits. And then lastly, the Reports tab allows access to student data and then their test results based on mastery of standards up here. If you view reports, we won't look at that right this second. And then in order to view students' individual test scores, you click on their class and then their name individually, and then it'll show you how well they did on each question of whatever assessment they took. You just click on the assessment, and then it'll give you the score, percentage they received, and then they actually receive the score the moment that they submit their responses to their test. And before they finish the test, they'll be prompted like, hey, you want to check your responses one more time before they submit it? And then they get to see exactly how they did right away and be able to go back and look at the questions they missed. And the immediate feedback I think it's just really cool for students to know how they did and be able to fix their mistakes if they did make any. And then it's also awesome for teachers to have really quick feedback and be able to respond to their students. And I think it's a win-win. So Edulastic, I mean, for me, it's so far proven to be a great tool for feedback and assessment in the classroom, and I definitely recommend trying it out.